to use dynamics in creating music. Welcome to Learn Piano, a personal practice. I'm Cynthia from Cynthia Ali Studios, a place where you can learn and find your joy in music. Today, we're exploring a really exciting topic. How can dynamics be used to create music? More specifically, we're going to talk about how creativity and the natural world can inspire musical expression, and how dynamics, the variations of the louds and the softs, play a huge role in shaping that creative process in composing music. If you're looking to learn more about dynamics and how they impact your piano playing, be sure to check out our previous 2 episodes. Season 3, Episode 7, How to Read the Dynamic Symbols. And then Season 3, Episode 8 is about how dynamics are tied to our emotions. We also have an adult group piano session, and we are starting tomorrow, the second 4-week session. This would be great for you if you already know the basics of note reading. The previous 4 weeks, we learned how to read on the staff just the basic notes in the first octave. If you already understand that, this will be the perfect class for you. So starting tomorrow, you can sign up visiting cynthiaalistudios.com/piano community. I would love to see you there. This will be a great experience for you if you want to join along on your pathway to mastering the piano, level 1. Before I get into talking about dynamics and music composition, I want to share you a little background story. So a few weeks ago, I went down to the lake and I was lucky enough to see a beautiful pair of swans swimming so regal and majestically in the lake. It took me back to a time several years ago when I went down to the lake at the same time of the year, just the beginning of March, and there were also swans in the lake and many different kinds of ducks enjoying the sunshine and the newly melted ice. The day was so beautiful, and one of the swans was sitting on a sheet of ice that hadn't melted yet. It was enjoying the beautiful sunshine and basking in the light. There was one seagull sitting alongside the swan on this piece of ice, and the ducks were swimming so effortlessly and excitedly in the newly opened lake. This was so beautiful, and it struck an intense creative impulse inside of me. I ended up taking many pictures, and then when I got home, I decided to first draw a picture of this scene with oil pastels. I really enjoy that, and I made a drawing which I'll be sharing with you. If you are signed up as a subscriber, you will have received this drawing in your inbox today, so make sure you check it out. That creative spark did not stop there. I took it even further and composed a piano piece inspired by the scene. It's called First Signs of Spring. This piano piece captures the feeling of renewal, the beginning of a new season, and the quiet elegance of nature, and the fresh air of this new spring season. So for today, in this episode, I'm going to show you exactly how dynamics, along with the meter and tempo, and all the descriptive words play into this composition. The swan scene, the thawing ice, and the feeling of spring, and how all that influenced me on how I use these elements to create a piece that evokes emotion. I'll walk you through the dynamics that I used in this piece and how they help convey the sense of the feeling of spring and the beautiful sunlight of that day. Now that you have heard the entire composition, I want to break this apart for you and describe how I composed this. First, the tempo that I chose was called Melting Away. So the ice melting away is what gave me the inspiration for that. And I marked it as 120 beats per minute, and the quarter note gets the count. It's in 4/4 time. This piece starts out with mezzo forte, and it goes back between mezzo forte to mezzo piano, back to mezzo forte as an echo. So these parts that repeat, and then that's mezzo forte, and then I do the next one is like an echo, and that's medium soft, and then we go to medium loud again, and then medium soft for the echo, going back to medium loud, and then this part goes to forte, which is loud, and back to medium loud, and that part where the staccatos are, we talked about in episode 7 how sometimes dynamic markings are just for the single note rather than a whole phrase or measure. So the accent that I wrote, it means this first note would be loud with a staccato, and then the second one would be a bit softer but more medium loud. And then, so it's very subtle, but you should be able to hear that. And then the next part comes up, I go back to medium soft. And then again with the accents and the staccatos. And now we come to a new part that has a different sound to it. So first is medium loud. And this part I named Shining. So it's supposed to seem or feel like the sun shining so beautifully over the scene of the swans, the ducks swimming by, and the ice melting. So the feeling or sound of the sun. And each of those have an accent just to make it stand out a bit more. So I was thinking of sun rays glistening on the lake, melting the ice. That's the feeling I was going for. And then the song returns back to the main theme. That's supposed to feel like the duck swimming, the swan enjoying itself, laying there on the ice in the bright sunlight. So again, the medium loud to the medium soft with the echo of the same pattern. And the next part is called Melting, and this one is like this at medium soft. And the very last part is soft, and it says evaporating, so and that would sound like the ice melting and evaporating into the sky. So that is how I constructed the first signs of spring. So if you would like to try playing the song, you can print it out. I also have a link for that in the newsletter, or you could check the show notes and I'll also give you a link for that. It's in MuseScore. I would love if you would try that out and see what you think. So dynamics and all these markings, they help you as the piano player understand what I was trying to tell you. That's why I put that in there. So if I wouldn't have made any markings at all, it would just be medium loud probably, or medium soft all the way through. But I put those in there for you so that you'll know how to play this piece so it has the sound and the feel that I was trying to convey when I composed this piece. To wrap things up today, We explored how dynamics are used to bring emotion and life into music, especially when we're inspired by nature and the world around us. By carefully choosing the right dynamic markings, you can take your music from soft and peaceful to exciting and full of energy, whatever you desire. Just like how I did with the swans and the signs of spring. Whether you are composing your own pieces or interpreting a well-known work, remember the dynamics are one of the key tools for making your music expressive and interesting. I am going to encourage you to become inspired by the world around you. When something hits that space in your heart that you feel open and inspired, write it down. Write what you saw, what you felt, and see if you can put that into sound. And then if we listen to your music, will be transported into that scene that you are telling us about. And of course, don't forget to check out the sheet music for First Signs of Spring and my swan drawing in the newsletter that went out today. You can also download the music straight from MuseScore. Just search for First Signs of Spring by Cynthia Ali. If you do try playing this piece, I would love to hear about it and how you enjoyed playing it. Don't forget to tune in next Monday for another episode about learning piano. The topic that we will next go into is articulations. I'll first go into what they are, how you can recognize them when you're reading your music, and then go more in depth in it in the following episode. So always something to look forward to every Monday. You can subscribe to the podcast by going to cynthiaalistudios.com/podcast, and you will find a link where you can subscribe. Please also visit cynthiaalistudios.com/piano community for more updates on our special events. Please join us on Facebook for our Piano Studio Book Club. We are currently reading The Little Chronicle of Anna Magdalena Bach, the story of Bach's life from the perspective of his wife. Thank you for tuning in to Learn Piano, a Personal Practice. Until next time, keep practicing the piano and enjoying music.